Alright, so this looks like a very standard Reaper opening. Or he could do the flash variation where he just builds one Marine, puts the tech lab, not the tech lab, the reactor straight on for the early +1. But I think most players like to do the Reaper opening and then put the reactor on. It's a little bit safer, and obviously Reaper openings are really good.
Yeah, you can still get the +1, it's just obviously a little later.
Protoss player playing super standard, getting that 18 cyber core, but he has very little in gas, and he didn't get two gas at the same time, so this is probably going to be an extremely early Nexus. He's not even queuing up a Zealot, so he should be able to put down that Nexus before... Oh, he is queuing it up. So most players actually cancel that if they think they can be safe to put down that Nexus, and against the Reaper opening, it's actually better to just cancel the Zealot, place down the Nexus, and then rush out that Mothership core, because everything else actually doesn't really do anything anyways.
Do you not think there's the potential for Protoss to be aggressive against the early Reaper with the Zealot and follow-up of gateway units?
You have to predetermine to do it because you can't stall building the stalker right after the zealot, right? You have to tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna build this no matter what at the very beginning, or
Okay.
else it's way too delayed, right? If you wait 10 seconds and then make the stalker, then it's kind of a really random unit push.
Yeah, the reactor will be done in time. Get
Yeah.
Marines out and should be safe.
Even a bunker might be done in time.
True.
It's just so late.
It
So
usually
yeah, he
depends
did
on
cancel.
what this Reaper will see. The bunker and engineering bay obviously could be placed interchangeably if he's doing the build that we're musing over.
Yeah, so Astrea actually skipped all unit production, including the Mothership core, and just went straight to a sentry. So this is going to allow this Reaper to be very annoying for quite some time. He can actually solo this, but he is getting the Mothership core to follow this up, so he's going to be just fine. As long as that pops out, and the Reaper taking a little bit of damage, but it's going to regenerate, and only shield damage on the sentries, so both players doing well.
Right, and there's actually a factory follow-up here, so I actually haven't seen this before. What do you think is coming on?
Yeah, normally we see a very early engineering bay off of a reactor racks like this, but this is two gas off of a factory, so most likely, I think the most common follow-up is a Widow Mine drop with Marines. It's
Oh
the
yeah.
smoothest for your economy, but it can also be something crazy like Hellbats as well. And we'll just have to see, and it is going to be Hellbats. He is putting down that armory, so this is going to be a pretty early Hellbat push, because he did open Reaper, so
Yeah,
this is actually going to be before the 9-minute mark, which is quite good.
he didn't pull off gas at all, eh? Still getting
No,
the
not at
CC,
all.
but he's taking quite quickly behind this, and he is pumping out a Widow Mine too. And with the starport timing, I think he could be getting out a medevac for a Marine drop here with a Widow Mine in it before the Hellbats hit.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a variation from some of the more common builds in the pro scene. Usually they just do flat out medevac with two or three mines with just Marines, and then go straight to bio. But it looks like Jeebus is going to be doing two transitions here, first into Hellbats and then through this. But you know, it also could be just simply into creating Hellbats into his unit composition. If you get those Hellbats out early, you actually don't have to produce Marauders for some time. And that kind of lines up with your economy because both those things only cost minerals, so you actually have a lot of gas saved up.
Yeah, he's throwing a tech lab now on his barracks, likely going to be transitioning into bioplay behind this harassment antics. But with so many sentries from Astrea, he definitely has the capacity to do some early push, or at least make Jeebus worry about it. With the 2 Forge follow-up to this, it's obviously nothing that's he's trying to end the game right now, but he's
Yeah,
forcing a
very
reaction
smart to
out of
do
the Terran
times
player.
like this. I love when protesters do times like this. It's very smart because it really stops the Terran aggression, and a lot of players obviously are having trouble with Terran aggression. And just as I say that, he's dropping Hellbats onto the sentries, and he's going to be able to pick out most of those Hellbats, and all the sentries are completely gone. And that's why Hellbats are really good in the early stages. Because of that medevac boost, he was able to go back towards his base once he saw the push go out, and excellent play by Jeebus so far.
Yeah, sick surprise attack there on those sentries. Only one lone sentry limps back home across the map. It almost died, but it has some more stories.
And this is a very interesting follow-up. Two forges straight into a robo. So this is going to be a build that usually times out better with a lot of gateways straight into Charged Lot Archon, or maybe just Charged Lot Faster Storm, but he's going to go straight into a robo, and this is actually a late robo as well, so for him to get Storm off this would make it really awkward. And here comes a Hellbat drop. Good pull by Astrea. That Mothership core is going to be able to fend off both these. Unfortunately, he's going to lose both Hellbats, even though that medevac was at full HP, but he did let him pull off the mining for quite some time, and that's really the strength of Hellbats.
Yeah, with the low unit count now from Astrea losing those initial gateway units and then investing so heavily into upgrades and tech. Without that mothership core, we would really have no option in defending these Hellbat drops, so he's leaving that defensively. We'll utilize all the energy for photon overcharges, I believe, in this mid game.
Yeah, so Astrea is going for a very macro-based build. He's getting that Twilight Council most likely just for the upgrades, or probably Blink. Works really well against Immortals, but he got supply blocked really badly there. And it's going to be 9 minutes 50 seconds before the first tech unit is actually produced. And the only units on the map for him right now is 1 Mothership Core, 1 Zealot, and 3 Sentries. And Jeebus, because of these Hellbat drops, is going to be completely safe right now because he's going to have a full scout on the Protoss base, and he has potential to do economic damage. And if he sees these 4 gateways going down, I think this is a fairly standard game. He just needs to hold his second base with 3-3 CC, and he'll be in great shape.
Unloading on the probes and they
God.
transfer straight through them. That was an absolutely devastating shot. I have to see the kill count on that Hellbat that unloaded there on that clump of probes. You know, maybe that's why Astrea didn't build the pylons earlier. He just assumed he was going to lose 10 supply to the Hellbat drop.
Yeah, and once again, he's in a position where he has a lot of gateways onto base, and he did a lot of economic damage, so maybe Astrea is just going to follow this up with the same push he did, and just as I say that, he drops the Templar Archive, so he's going to really try to, you know, make up for that probe loss. He's going to have to build the 14 and then slowly take a third, but this definitely doesn't look like a 2-base push anymore.
Great job retaining that Reaper the entire game. See how crucial that can be, and even finding out, hey, is the Protoss player taking a third, and when exactly is he pushing up. Just running around the map with this Reaper is absolutely crucial. The longer you can save it, there's no real way to express how valuable it is. Given how
And
long
this is one of the
used to
most dangerous positions for Protoss to be in. He's trying to take a third, really blind out on the map. He's even building static D because he's so afraid of Hellbat drops. And the Terran player already has a third, it's being landed, and he's being aggressive. So his third base is going to be completely safe, maybe except for if Astrea warps in a few ninja units here. But I don't think he has enough to do that. Looking at this army, it's really strong against Marauders. It's really strong against Hellbats. But if those sentry dies, it's going to be completely over.
Yeah, and you know what? The Reaper scouted out this third. It catches a lone Immortal. He's going to force a cancel on this Nexus. Astrea, as you mentioned, in a really rough position here. I'm not even sure if he can defend his natural at the front.
It's going to be full Medivacs loaded of just Hellbats, and everything in the army of Astrea will die to Hellbats right now. Here comes the big stim port. Here comes the Medivacs. It's going to drop his entire army on top of the Protoss player, and everything is pretty much dead except the Immortals, but there's a ton of bio here, and the force fields are not good enough, and that's going to be GG.
Protoss barbecue.
Game. It came down to that huge Hellbat drop on the sentries when he was trying to fake 3-gate pressure going into double forge upgrades, but basically ended up losing his entire army while Jeebus put down a third CC. So
yeah, Jeebus making the right decision in each scenario there, exploiting whatever the Protoss player left open, and scores a point now for Gravity in this best of 9, which is currently scored 2-1 for SCA.
2-1.
Oh yeah.
2-1.